How's it going, guys? It's Eclipse here, and welcome to today's update news for World of Tanks console. We are looking at the brand new free overpowered tank that will be coming to the game that everyone can get their hands of. Of course, it is Wargaming's absolute moneymaker, the Rheinmetall Scorpion G. This is, of course, the tier 8 tank destroyer from the German line, and this one comes in just being absolutely unbelievable in the game. It really is one of the most, or the best, premium tanks within World of Tanks for sure. It just is genuinely so good. In terms of being able to earn the tank itself, well, you're going to have to be able to basically jump on the game and play quite a lot. So for me personally, I've already got the Scorpion, which is basically the unskinned version of the Scorpion G. They're exactly the same, I believe. But in terms of if you want to be able to pick this up, if you don't already own the Scorpion G, or if you alternatively do own the Rheinmetall Scorpion G, you'll get silver instead. Now, in terms of being able to complete it, well, you basically just have to get experience over a course of the day, or not over the day, over the week that it is ongoing. So you've got 1 week to be able to pick up this tank, which is pretty easy to do, to be honest. You need to earn 10,000 XP, 20,000, 40, 70,000, 110, 160,000 total experience, which I can assure you doesn't take too long over the course of a week. I guess it probably does for more casual players, because for me personally, I'm able to get about 1,200 XP per game, which is equivalent of maybe 100 games, something like that. Of course, the double experience of the day actually count towards these challenges, so if I'm going to give you an idea as to how you can actually earn the tank faster, well, yeah, you want to be doing your daily doubles over the course of this. And of course, if you don't actually, or you're not able to completely finish the challenge, then you'll be able to get a 75% discount at 120,000 total experience, or just at, what's that, 50,000 total experience. It's 50% off. So yeah, it's definitely going to be worth it if you do get to this point to purchase the tank, if you don't already own one, because it is just unbelievable. And I think it will cost you around about 3,000 gold if you do get to this point and you can't actually grind out any more to get the final package for free. Then yeah, I definitely would recommend this tank. This tank, will have a look at the statistics of it. I've got a gameplay on the channel that you can actually have a look at, just showing you how broken the tank can be. It has 490 alpha damage, 246 millimeters of standard penetration with 311 premium penetration, meaning that your standard rounds go through pretty much anything that you'll be meeting in this game, even at tier 10. So when you're in the lowest tier, it's pretty much like being a tier 9 anyway. Just take it that you do not have armor whatsoever in the Scorpion G. 1150 hit points definitely leaves you at the lower end of the tank destroyers. But then again, the tank hits with 490 alpha damage, and if you can deal just 6 shots, that's 3,000 DPM nearly, not TPM damage, and that is fairly easy to do. So you've just got to basically trade very well in this tank. You don't want to be brawling with heavy tanks on a corner. You want to be able to get a few shots in early game, don't take any damage, slightly play a little bit more passive, but then use the mobility of the tank, 60 kilometers an hour, to get into position in the mid and late game to deal your damage out to your opponents very, very easily with this 490 and high penetration. And to be honest with you, the rate of fire being 5 rounds a minute mean that you have overall 2,500 DPM base, which if you boost up, I can assure you gets up to around about 3,000 DPM, which on a tier 8 tank destroyer is really, really nice, especially when you're dealing 490 hit point chunks. That makes it so much better, because yes, you could have 3,000 effective DPM in, say, a Russian tank destroyer that does maybe 200 alpha damage per shot, but it's not really effective because you're not able to perform that many shots consistently throughout the game, whereas you only have to hit a couple of shots every minute to be able to get that DPM to be effective. Now you might be thinking, well, the negatives must be that it is just inaccurate. Well, no, No, it is really, really accurate. In fact, 0.3 accuracy and 2.1 second aim time mean this tank is one of the most accurate tier 8 tank destroyers that you'll be able to get your hands of, especially when it has 490 alpha damage. So no, it has nothing in the negatives there. As regards to its view range, 360 meters is a bit low than what you'd probably want it to be, but it's nowhere near as bad as you could potentially have it in terms of that being a withdrawal of the tank. 360, boost it up with coated optics, and of course you want the drive, advanced loader to be able to get that DPM even higher, and then you'll probably want the rapid loading perk as well in terms of the crew skills, and yeah, make sure that you get situational awareness. Camo on this tank isn't awful, still concealment 0.2, you want to get that basically as high as possible. You want to be staying undetected, and so having things like a camo net is potentially something you'd want to use in this tank. So there we go, the Scorpion G coming to you for free in the next week. Definitely a tank I would recommend if you do have the time to be able to complete this, and there is no tier restriction, so you are available to get this tank whatever tier you play, whether that be tier 3 or tier 10. Of course it'll be easier if you know to play with a tank that you're better at. So there we go, Scorpion G coming to you very, very soon on Tuesday, which is of course tomorrow as of the recording of this video. Now, not only was that the free kind of content for this week, we are also getting new skins and lots of silver. Celebrate the Day of Tankman. So what is this? Well, you've got 5 new skins coming for, of course, the Soviet tech tree, being the T-34, the KV-1, the KV-85, the IS-3 and the IS-7, and we have quite a few new earn challenges coming within this week. So new skins, Soviet tech tree tanks, well here they are. We have of course the T-34 with the arrow skin, so this is what it looks like, not particularly too fussed on that. Then we have the KV-1 with the skin, I don't know what it's called, here we go, the Voronezh skin. I don't know if I've just butchered that. Then we have the KV-85 with the Katyusha. Yet again, probably butchering this horrifically. But yeah, that is what the skin looks like. Kind of looks like it's used as a bridge. I don't know. But yeah, that's interesting. Then we have, of course, the IS-3 with this skin right here. I'm not going to name them now because I'll just make a fool of myself. And then the IS-7 with the Honor Guard skin, which of course looks like this. It's kind of interesting. Not too much of a skin change, to be honest with you. Doesn't look particularly that much better than the standard version with camo. But then again, it's up to you whether you want to spend your money. Of course, they tend to be about 3,000 for one skin. I think the lower tier ones will probably be cheaper to purchase the skins. Not entirely sure, don't quote me on that, but yeah, you'll definitely be able to earn them. So, the Tanksman's Pride Earn Challenge. This Earn Challenge is a progressive challenge in which you get points to climb through the stages by earning XP in multiplayer matches. Points you earn vary depending on what rank you are as an XP earner in each battle. So, places the top XP earner, you get 3 points. Places the second to the 4th, you get 2 points, and if you come between the 5th and the 7th, you'll get 1 point. Of course, it doesn't stack, so if you come in the top XP earner, you won't get 3 points and 2 points and 1 point. It was just whichever bracket you get into gives you the amount of points that you're going to earn. In terms of what the rewards are, well, you basically have all of those skins that you'll be able to earn, except from the IS-7, the IS-3 and the T-34 apparently. So yeah, in order to complete it, you need to get a total of 75 points, totaling 25 wins where you come top, or alternatively 75 games where you come within, what's that, 5th to 7th. So yeah, it's quite a difficult challenge, I guess, considering it is over the course of a week. So you're going to have to pretty much play quite a lot to be able to get the top rewards. Of course, they are free and they count as camouflage, so if you don't want to ever have to pay for camouflage on your KV-85 or your KV-1, then I guess that's good. Daily Tankman Pride bonus. Well, you can get your skins faster, however, so I guess that this isn't alternative to just playing the game continuously with the tank that you enjoy, you will be able to get more points if you come top in a variety of different tanks. Of course, if you have the T-34, the KV-1, the KV-85, the IS-3 and the IS-7, you'll get 3 points per one, and you can get it only twice per day, so you have to play as the top XP earner on your team with each one. They're only available twice per day, so alternatively, I don't know if it counts that if you actually come in the top 7 it counts as one of the two, or whether you can come within the different sections twice per day. Not entirely sure if that's correct or not, but yeah, I guess that you'll just have to wait and see how it works in game, because you might end up that you come top twice getting 6 points and then you can't get these two, or alternatively you may come between 5th and 7th twice and then you don't have a chance at getting the 3 points. So just an extra bonus. You can only do 2 per day using this, and it will be nice. Silver Rain bonus gives you an extra 50% bonus on your first 20 victories of the day, which is pretty much for the majority of players like yourself. I'm sure actually getting 50% silver bonus for however many games that you play, it resets daily for this entire week, so it's just basically 50% extra silver unless you go over the 20 games or 20 victories. So yeah, you're going to be having to play a lot of games every single day to be able to get it. Now, the Tankman's uniform bundle is going to cost you 8,000 gold, which means that it would originally be 10,000, which kind of makes sense, being that each skin would cost you 2,000. But I expect that the lower tier ones are worth less, so maybe the IS-7 would be 3,000 gold for the skin. Then you might have the IS-3 being 3,000, and then for the rest of them, they might only be 1,500 each or something around that. So there we go. That is the skin if you want to pick them all up, which of course you can only get the KV-85 and the KV-1 skin, so you won't be able to get the others for free. But there we go. That is this week's news. We also have one last thing, which is of course they're selling Hot Wheels bundles. Yeah, okay. Don't think any of these are ever worth it. The bundles, when they get re-released, 52,000 gold. That is just ridiculous, considering that 1, 2, 3, 4 of the tanks are the exact same tank in the basically the tech tree. What is it? The Sparpanzer 1C, I think it is, something like that. But yeah, it's basically a premium version of the Sparpanzer 1C, which you can get for free, and then you get 4 of them. Yeah, I wouldn't really recommend ever spending this much money ever on World of Tanks, considering that, what's that, probably, oh my word, that's like $150. Oh my god, they're really trying to drain those whales. But yeah, definitely something I wouldn't recommend ever spending that much money, considering a lot of the tanks you'll probably already own. Yeah, 40% savings, yeah, that's not a 40% saving that I'd ever spend my money on. Dreadful Duo, what? Okay, so for 2 tanks it costs you 21,000. That's not as bad. I thought it was just for 2 commanders then for a second. My apologies, but yeah, 21,000 for the Fangula and the Dread Dozer. No. Blue Shift Duo. Oh no. They're just not worth it when they're any saving on Wargaming's part or World of Tanks below 50% is usually never really worth it, and especially because when they bundle the tanks together, they tend to be the tanks that you don't really want. And remember, every time that this goes into a bundle, they'll chuck in a commander, which they basically inflate the price of the standard tank with the commander usually. Then it brings up the price of the bundle. So essentially, although it is a 15% saving, you will actually be paying for the commander, which is essentially what this 15% is, because the Sparpanzer Tiger Shark is probably only maybe 7,000 if it was at a 15% discount. So yeah, you're actually probably paying more than what the tank is actually worth at a 15% discount, because they've essentially just added the price of the commander into the bundle, so you essentially get the commander for maybe a couple hundred gold instead of it being the full price. So take that into account. Remember, these 15% savings are definitely not 15%, and it counts for all of them. They all have commanders within them, which also increase the prices if you were paying for them with gold, and some of the commanders can be up to like 3,000 gold just for the commander. So remember that when you're purchasing these tanks, thinking that they're savings, because sometimes they're not. yes, technically they are a saving, but only if you actually wanted both the commander and the tank itself. But other than that, yeah, definitely wouldn't be paying my money at this kind of saving, considering you just get a commander, which a lot of you, if you're going to purchase a premium tank, probably play the game enough that you have a commander that's already leveled up and you don't actually need one anyway. So there we go. Hopefully that kind of summed up the bundles. Whether or not they're actually worth it, well, no, they're not at all. But yeah, there you go. That's my opinion on them. Of course, you can make your own opinion and leave it down in the comment section down below what you think of the pricing of these bundles, because for me it's just ridiculous. As far as the Hot Wheels keycards, they're kind of the last thing that you'll be able to pick up from the Hot Wheels season. They essentially just have the ability to get a commander and an emblem. The chances of actually getting a premium tank is 1%, so essentially you'd have to pay 100 keycards, and that doesn't actually give you a guaranteed chance of getting the tank, because let's be real, yes, you could get 100 opening boxes, but you could potentially be infinitely opening boxes trying to get the tank, and you certainly won't get the specific tank that you want, thinking, oh, I'll just open 100 of these and I'll get the VK. Well, it probably is the fact that you actually have a lower chance to be able to get the VK than you have of the chance of getting the atomic. So this 1% is probably split up into the variety of different tanks, unless, of course, they don't work it like that and it's just a 1% divided by the 5 tanks that are available in this bundle. So essentially it could be 0.2% to get the VK, but they aren't actually classifying this within their percentages chance of actually getting it. So yes, it might be 1% chance of getting the tank and the commander, but it won't actually be that, because it probably is weighted in favour of the tanks within it. So yeah, you're more likely to get the tier 8 than the tier 10, probably. Not entirely sure. Obviously we'd have to clarify that with Wargaming, but I'm sure that's probably how they work the percentages, so that people aren't just getting the VK all of the time. As for the commanders and emblems, these are the commanders and these are the emblems here that you can get. Of course, they are kind of limited events, so once they are gone for good. You will not be able to actually pick them up unless they get the licensing back, because that's kind of how it works in World of Tanks. If you haven't already owning the tank, then they basically can't sell it again to make money, because it is official Hot Wheels merchandise. So if they sold it, they would technically be breaching copyright, which, yeah, it doesn't really work. So if you do want one of these, then they may never get the licensing back, and so yeah, I guess that's kind of a value to you if you are a tank collector, but for me, I would never really recommend it ever, purchasing the key cards unless you already have a lot of tanks, and I certainly wouldn't recommend purchasing the Hot Wheels keycards, at least from my personal own opinion. So there we go. Of course, let me know what you think of this week, what you think of the free tank in the Scorpion G, and of course you can check out some other gameplay and guides for World of Tanks console on this channel for PS4, Xbox One, Xbox One S, PS5, whatever version of World of Tanks it is. Then yeah, I should have you covered with the news, updates and guides and gameplay. Other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thank you very much for watching this video, and of course thanks very much to the channel members. Goodbye.